Me? Wait.
Hey, I heard noises.
Yes.
Hello.
I'm confused because the
The what?
wait. I'm confused because the Discord is not what I'm hearing on the other one.
Oh, are you hearing me through my stream late?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay. Go to your user settings and check
Okay.
voice and video, and then make sure that your output device is going to your ears.
Yeah. Okay. Uh,
It's usually that. I didn't call because I say
God,
too many
I'm so
white
confused.
slurs.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna. Hmm. I'm just gonna. Wait. Can you hear me now? Is
Yeah.
this good?
Yep.
Okay. I just paused your thing. And so
Perfect.
okay. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're
God,
good.
I've like mostly used Discord, but never to like talk to someone on like another platform to. Okay, so first of all, I am at work. I do overnights, and so there is a slight possibility that you might hear noises, or I might have to talk to a customer for like 2 seconds.
Okay, no problem. And I will totally cover pretending to be a customer if I have to. And I'm sort of cosmically asking for that to occur, but that's
Okay,
anyway.
so, so yeah, I use he or they. Fine with either. So two things I was sort of considering talking about. I'm fine with going with either, both, or something else
Sure.
completely if you want something else. So the first thing is a political thing. It's more just sort of like, what do you think we should do / specific ways to prepare for the likely incoming fascist regime? And then the second thing is, so I know you're like very like pro activist for like minorities and stuff, and I'm a system similar to DID, but not quite. And I'd sort of like to talk about that, so y'all and your audience can sort of learn about that because it's a pretty unknown sort of group, although it has been more people have known about it than previously.
Well,
Did you?
I absolutely want to do the second one first,
Okay, cool. Um,
because it's the thing I know least about.
yeah, that's very fair. So, for those who aren't familiar with DID, I don't know if you are, Jake.
Not enough. Not
Okay,
enough. I would be very
so
rudimentary if I.
yeah, so DID, the basically it's a type of dissociative disorder, um, where yeah. So sorry, when you have trauma, normally from between the ages of 6 to 9, and at that point, your mind doesn't have like one like person it's going to be. It doesn't have like a set identity yet, and so if trauma happens then or before then, you don't necessarily your identity doesn't come into one set person. It sort of splits off, and so you have multiple consciousnesses or multiple people that sort of share one body.
Interesting.
Um, yes. So
So this is
that's
sort of
split personality sort of
the
thing.
thing that gets bastardized by like pop culture stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
it does. It's great. So
Big
I
fan of Split.
I have not seen that, and I don't really care enough, honestly, to.
Okay. Well, spoilers for Split. It's not actually a case of that, but it's not helpful
Oh,
to
really?
anyone that it's like a
No, it's
there's an
not.
actual monster like form in there,
So it's more
and
of a demon thing.
it's sort of dumb. It's sort that's the twist.
Yeah,
It's, oh shit!
yeah,
It's not actually just a guy with a thing going on. It's a guy that is a thing going on. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah. Anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so DID requires two specific things to be considered DID rather than something similar to it. So DID, you have to have alters. Well, an alter is like the different people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have alters that are like just like particularly differentiated. So like they're clearly different people, and they're sort of like their own thing. Like you can tell they're their own person, which is it is very abstract. It's very hard to figure out
Yeah.
if they are or not. You know, it's anything with psychology, especially regarding disorders, is going to be very sort of up in the air and just whatever the psychologist decides to do, basically. And then so that the differentiated alters, and then also you have to have amnesia between the alters. So for a lot of people, this is complete blackouts. If there's one person, if there's alter A, they have no idea what alter B is doing, and vice versa. If
is there memory between like you're using the term alter A and alter B, so that's what I'll use. Does alter A remember the actions of alter B and vice versa, or is it just like sometimes depends?
With DID, it's very rough, sort of like sometimes,
like
especially
a dream almost?
It gets better if you work at it, and some people have literally no idea what the other alter has done.
That's also scary. That's sort of like they also did this with the Mummy thing that came out recently.
I'm
Moon Knight.
Also not familiar. Oh yeah,
Moon Knight. But I heard that actually
Moon Knight is actually a very good.
I was gonna say I heard it treated it well, but I'm not sure. I don't know a lot.
All my other system friends who have seen it, they've said it was pretty good.
Brooke said
great.
Nobody seems to like Split. No, Split was not well done. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. Not only was it a bastardization of the idea of it, it was
also a bastardization of horror.
It was just like a bad movie. Anyway.
But yeah, so that is what DID is. What I have specifically is sort of, I have one of those two sort of ticks. So we have the differentiated alters that are like clearly different people, but we don't have as much of the inter-alter sort of memory fuckery. So I can remember if you tell Jonathan something, I'm gonna know what happened with him. If you tell me something, Jonathan's gonna know what happened with that. So we got lucky because the amnesia/memory issues is what is the most not fun and frightening for us, and I presume many people. So we did get lucky with that.
So, when did you become aware? Does that make sense? Not like
absolutely.
Having the language to explain this to somebody else, I suppose. What's that? What's that like? I guess because this is obviously incredibly foreign to me, or probably most people don't experience it. So
most people just don't.
Yeah.
So any sort of disorder that involves a system, or it's called a system, is like the system plural.
Can I cut you off for 1 second, just because I want to say, because I never talk about this, if I ask something that is technically something... I
get that.
No. I'm not worried about you. I'm saying, if I ask something that is fucked up, would you let me know so that nobody else does it too?
Oh, yeah. Fucking absolutely, yeah.
But other than that, I'm just going to let my curiosity go. And I'm sure
honestly,
you would let me know if
the
it's
best question to ask.
But yeah, I would just... Yeah. Anyway. I assume I'm not going to ask a fucked up question, but I don't know I'm smoking weed. Who knows? Anyway, this is very fascinating.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. So plural is sort of like the community term for system, but either is fine. Mm-hmm. System is the more clinical term. So I was saying, what was your question beforehand? I figured it out.
It was essentially when you I guess I say finally, I don't know how long it took. But I assume since you said it has to set in a certain age, I don't need to hear about any trauma stuff unless you want to share that or anything. But, when you finally got language to describe what's happening and to, I don't even know what the word would be. I guess the moment that you go this is what's going on, and you have sort of a understanding, I guess, whenever or however that manifested.
So it's really funny. Most people who are systems have no idea that they are. Because any severe dissociative disorder like that, your brain it's a coping response. It's like a safety response. So what it is it's there to protect you from knowing of the bad things that could or might happen to you. Mm-hmm. So most people who are systems have no idea until they hear about it from just random shit. And so.
I don't know if you know the answer to this. Is this similarly, like obviously not everyone who experiences even the same traumas would have this occur, but
Yes.
is this considered in the same realm as like when some people have like what do they call it, like selective amnesia or something, or when they have like essentially parts of their life that they block away and cordon off, and it doesn't really come up, but they have like, you know, like a lot of people have this. Like, is this considered that as part of that, or is it
I mean,
like quite different? Is it?
it is a dissociative disorder, so amnesia
Okay.
does fall into that sort of like, well, it's not the same, but
Right, it doesn't
just
seem the
like
same. Just like sort of, I feel
we
like there's a
both deal
Venn
with amnesia.
diagram or something, or
Yeah,
an umbrella. I can't really figure it out, but I feel like they feel
yeah,
connected. I don't know.
yes, they definitely are because dissociation and amnesia are very heavily connected. Lots of
Okay.
times, um, it really depends on the person. It depends on the disorder. It depends on a lot of shit, honestly. Um, sorry, brain.
No, you're good. That's fascinating. I'm. There was dead air because I was pondering.
Oh yeah, I figured because I'm pondering too. Plus, also I have to do work, and also like I'm not just like sitting in my house. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
Um,
I can
but
ask
yeah,
another
it
question, or
takes
you can just keep going if you're like if you got a
yeah.
brain fart.
Um, yeah. You can ask the question.
Okay, so how fluid is like the experience? I guess like is it quick and jarring? Does it have like an because is it like an aura like some brain things have where you can kind of feel it approaching like a
Yeah.
thing,
So it
or is
really
it like
depends. Based
I guess there's one other part of that that I'm is there communication?
yes. So
Interesting. Okay.
so we can us specifically we can communicate with each other pretty well. It does help that we don't have inter alter like we don't have the amnesia too
Right.
much. So I there's sometimes where someone like an alter is dormant, which is basically just they're basically asleep and like you can't really poke them awake too good.
Hmm.
But sometimes if you poke them enough, they'll sort of wake up and be like, yeah, what? Um, but it is harder the more amnesia you have. But because we have the version of the so DID is like the full thing, and then OSDD 1A or 1B are the other two things that I was talking about.
Hmm.
So we have OSDD 1B, which is where you have the differentiation, but you don't have as much amnesia. So
Mm.
that's the terminology for it. It's honestly the terms ought to be reworked because at this point there's OSDD B or two and three aren't even used at this point. So it's just the whole system is just fucked. You know,
Yeah.
psychology always takes way too long to catch up with like reality and things we've actually figured.
Of course. I mean, plus
Yeah.
it's not only that. It's like even I say even, but also the people that are even like I want to use the word treating or studying or whatever the word is,
Me neither.
interacting with these things in like on a professional level, like also they have brain shit going on, like they're
Oh God.
totally
Oh gosh.
fallible and often have a lot of stuff themselves. So it's like we're all imperfect things trying to help each other, or hopefully trying to help
And
each other out, and like so it's very
honestly,
interesting.
the bigger problem isn't even psychologists having their own issues. Most of the time, it's just I don't know how familiar you are with like sort of like how autism has been treated, but it's more of like this way is the correct way, and anything else is inferior.
Yeah.
Well, like yes, autism and like DID and whatnot are disorders, but like the way we think is still like very valid, and like it's basically just we are dehumanized is the biggest issue.
Yeah, it's not like
Um,
like I was saying earlier in the evening. If what I want for you stops at about like I want you to be able to have a good life, right? Any
yeah,
any other thing I could possibly prescribe to you would be me infringing on whatever makes you happy, right? So that's why I guess I don't know. That stuff has always been interesting, and having now a long-term relationship with someone who is much more affected by, I guess definitely worse ADHD than me, and definitely aspects of autism,
Yeah.
having been exposed to what she has going on, and just like the little things that, like, people think autism looks like whatever Sean
Oh
Penn did in that
God.
horrible movie or whatever, but
Oh
but
God.
like,
Oh,
you know, it's just it's just like everybody you fucking know is kind of probably on some sort of spectrum somewhere. Like, I
yeah.
don't think I know a single person without at least ADHD or autism when I really think about it. And it's
Yeah.
probably most people that have some other brain
It's
thing like
certainly
depression,
far more
anxiety.
common.
Yeah, we all have something. And so, I don't know. I love the idea of like being able to talk to you about this, because it's like,
Yeah.
when am I else? I mean, it seems pretty rare. So, this is a question my brain went to immediately, because so I have, continuity, right?
Yeah.
And so do you. I was gonna say both, but I actually don't know how many alters
Most
are we.
most most people have, the average is around 7.
Interesting.
We have, I honestly I don't really know, because there's some people that they're sort of, it's hard to like differentiate them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm not really sure. We certainly have over 50. Some
Oh,
people have multiple hundreds.
that's
There's
interesting. So it's like there's
probably a
like
couple
two
can have a couple, like
classrooms.
1,000.
Is it like
Yeah.
fighting for time, or is it like?
Most of the time, most people are dormant, and we're all, honestly, most of us are pretty chill most of the time. The only time anyone becomes an issue is if they're just, I don't know. It's not really much of an issue, honestly. Um, but yeah, so I'm the host, so I'm fronting most often. I go by Carter, but also we as a collective also go by Carter because it's simplest. But and then
It's
there's
interesting.
Jonathan.
It's almost like how do I want to say it? It's almost like a not a business or a front or a. It's like a community with a title. It's like a band. It's like a band. You know, like we're fucking Hanson. You know what I mean? You get it? We're all Hansons, but we're not all Zach.
To me, I sort of compare it to like a house, like a sort of living
like a
situation
house.
where
I'm
you're all living
imagining a
together. It's just,
community.
some people are always sleeping. Some people are just like always in their bedroom. They're just there. We don't bother with them.
Okay.
If they want to come out, they will.
So, if you don't have amnesia in between necessarily, then there is continuity. So I'm wondering,
Yes.
as a person that experiences singular continuity, how it feels to know that, like...
That like I didn't experience that, or they didn't get to experience it.
Right, yeah. I guess I don't know how to even put that in words because I don't experience it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
So
you
it's
get
sort
it,
of
but...
like, actually a good way of seeing it is like, like in a movie, it's like you're watching a movie and then it's sort of like maybe like a flashback, but it's like a very intense personal thing that this one specific character has dealt with. It's like, oh, they did this and they looked over here and they saw that.
It's like a scene
a lot like that. It kind of is, yeah. But it's like,
or like a camera switch to the other character in the same scene.
Kind of. It really depends, honestly. And again, this is me. Like the more you learn about systems and like just any sort of disorder, the more variety you learn there is. So this is like us specifically. But like Jonathan, like sometimes he's like, fuck, I've never been to Six Flags before. I've never ridden this roller coaster. I want to do that. But he can still remember what it felt like for me to do that, and like.
Oh, so there's like a hive mind situation where you remember in a personal way each other's memories? Is that
yes? I wouldn't know if
accurate,
I would call it a hive mind.
Yeah, maybe not. Because I guess that implies like collective decision making, but I guess that's not what I mean. Like, I guess more of like plugged into the feed, sort of. Like whoever's what'd you call it? Like when
fronting, like whoever's fronting, yeah.
Whoever's fronting, like, this is interesting. Is everybody else watching?
It depends. for us, sort of like yes and no. Like, if someone wanted, again, most of the time, people are dormant for our system. Just sort of like they're just not paying much attention. But then, like, if they do front, they'll just most of the time they'll just automatically know everything that happened, and it's like nothing really changed. But occasionally there is something where, like, especially if we're like in like a sort of emotional sort of fuck kind of situation, especially if we're like as a whole dissociating, just sort of like blanking out. I'm sure you've experienced that. It's sort of sort of like the ADHD blanking out sort of thing, but then you just sort of like, oh shit, and you just sort of like,
Mostly
oh, this
it's
and
me
that
walking
happened.
into a room without remembering why I did.
Yeah,
But not that I don't remember walking into the room. It's more like, what was my objective?
yeah.
Oh shit, it's because I wanted this pencil, and then I grabbed the
Yeah,
pencil.
that's sort of what dissociating as a whole is like, and obviously dissociation can
I've never
happen
had
for
traumatic dissociation.
really.
Like, I don't have. I was very lucky. I don't have a lot of like stuff going on. I have daddy issues, but like
Yeah.
middle class white boy daddy issues, not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, because even like a lot of people honestly don't even know what dissociation as a whole
Yeah,
is.
maybe
There's
I
a
don't-
possibility you haven't experienced that, but like dissociation is a very hard thing at first to like wrap your head around. But then like the more you sort of look into it, you're like, oh, so when I sort of felt like I wasn't really sure if I existed or like the world existed around me, or like I sort of felt like I was floating, I wasn't completely in like my world. Like, oh, that was like dissociation. That's not like a healthy thing that my brain was supposed to do.
Yeah, I've never gone through that.
Really?
And frankly, is it fucked up that I kind of have a
no.
curiosity about like?
Oh no, that's very fair.
But every time I think about that, it's like I get this like H.P. Lovecraft like, be careful what you fucking go looking for. You know what I mean? Like am I gonna go on some ayahuasca trip looking to disassociate and never fucking return? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, probably not. Dissociation is like one of the safest.
well, you know what I'm saying. Like if I chemically induce this, do I detach?
It feels like you're gonna jinx yourself or something. Yeah.
Anyway, so this is. There's so many. What do you? I mean, other than my morbid curiosity about like literally every part of experience, is there anything that you think is like I couldn't even think to ask? Is there like,
Okay,
check this
so
shit
there's a couple
out?
things,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
So,
I'm a
different
great
alters-
interviewer, guys. I should do streaming for a living.
So,
Subscribe immediately, chat. What do you
different
do?
alters. A lot of us have like what's called Headspace, where different alters can interact somewhat physically inside the head. So it's like I can hug a different alter if I want to. Other alters
I was
often have like
gonna
their
ask
own
stuff
bodies
like
that
that.
look like specific ways. So like Jonathan, I can picture how he looks really well in my head because he looks like basically like a real person. I can't really picture what people in books look like very well, but like other alters, I know what they look like most of the time.
I hadn't. So you're glossing over the looks different part, which is fascinating.
Oh, so
Is it like quite drastic, or is it?
It can
or
be.
is it
I
like
mean, oh, you know what's fun? They different alters can look so different. You don't even have to be human. You don't even have to be an animal. You don't even have to be like a thing that exists in real life. You can literally be like a fucking awkward ass like monster. Like
is
who
this
knows
any
what?
of
Like
your experience, or is this just
we
like from
don't-
the studies of it?
We have a couple non-human alters, but they're humanoids still. So I don't think we really deal with that. But other people definitely can. Like, you can have, like, Lovecraftian fucking whatever the hell. That's, like, thousands of feet tall that, like, I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah.
Um.
Like, literally, your imagination is the limit.
And so, wait. Is it an? I guess. What am I? Can you intend to alter? I guess.
Like can you intend to split someone? Oh, that's
Sure,
making an alter is
or-
called splitting someone. You
Making, or I guess, can you intend to give someone the front? Can you
yeah.
be like,
So
step aside and like.
Yeah, I can pull people in the front if they want to. It's
Is
sort of like
is
most
it
of the time it's sort of a cooperative thing. Like I'm like,
okay?
does someone else want to front? I'm really tired. Like someone's like, yeah, sure, I can. Or someone else just comes in, they're like, you look tired, just leave, and then I just sort of fade out without even like realizing what's going on. That happens a lot at work because most of the time, someone else ends up fronting. Often Jonathan, not necessarily.
Brains,
Um, I know, right? Like it's so
brains.
fucking weird. It's so fucking
It
weird.
is weird, but it's
It makes
like
sense. Well, well, to me at least, it makes sense.
sure. I mean, this is like a I've a well documented human phenomenon, right? Like so. It's
Yeah,
just fascinating.
it's not well studied, but it is well documented.
Well, yeah, it's definitely well documented. I don't think. I mean, do we know how many cases in the world? Or I guess I don't know if you
I mean,
know trivia
technically,
of your own shit on the top of your head, but I
like
mean, like I'm assuming.
technically, we know like we have statistics, but I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot like autism, where it's like there's a lot more people who deal with this than think there are,
That's
because
fascinating.
like again, like most people are completely unaware that they are systems if they are, and most people who are or aren't have never even heard of it. It's becoming more well known recently, but still, most people have no
And
idea that this is even a possibility in any sense.
I'm gonna assume there's quite a bit of
Stigma?
well, no, yes, obviously,
There's stigma.
yeah. That wasn't the question because that yes, but internally, just like I would assume, quite a fluid situation between how everyone feels about anything, right? Like not necessarily like
What
opinions,
sense?
but like is there like
Sometimes in
how about
opinions.
this? How about this? Is there like I guess gender, sexuality,
Oh, fucking
taste?
absolutely.
I gotta
So,
imagine like even basic stuff like
the answer is yes to everything.
colors and all the
Yes to
different
all of
things.
that.
Yeah.
So I remember one altar. For a second, we worked at like a custard place, and to one altar, like he had like vanilla custard with like fucking pecans, and that was like very sweet to him. Like
Culver's
the
was it
savory.
Culver's? I worked at Culver's.
No, it was
Fuck.
Andes.
Fuck.
We do have Culver's here though. I live in Missouri. We do have Culver's, and
I
I
was
just went there for the first
well.
time in ages the other day, and it was great.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff, and I
Yeah,
didn't have the best work experience there, but boy, is that a
their
decent
food is good.
place to go visit. Yeah.
But yeah, so the one altar could like he tasted the savory, like pecans had were very rich to him and to most of us. Like they're just kind of bland and like they don't have a bunch of taste. But so yes, you can perceive things differently. Some people have like psychosomatic pain, like they have like a limp or something, um,
Oh.
and like so most of us. So sorry, there's a customer.
Oh, you're
One
good.
second.
Yeah, you're fine. Uh, misdiagnosed a lot of bipolar. Yeah, bipolar. I was also wondering. A lot of people. Um,
I'm back, by the way. I just wanted to make sure they didn't overhear me talking.
yeah, you're good. Uh, I guess also this is total speculation, but it sounds like um, the way you describe this sounds like how some people describe um, like having I guess alt identities sometimes sound like this. Some of them, I don't know, not all of them, but uh, like I have a genuine feeling that I am two spirit or something, and it's like it
Mm-hmm.
comes from a genuine place. Obviously, like I don't think anyone like
Mm-hmm.
really advocates for themselves of like not one. So yeah, I'm wondering
What do you
if
mean
some
by
people like find these terms on like TikTok or something and are like, oh, that sounds kind of like what's going on, and it could be like an undiagnosed situation where it's like yes, both are valid, but like you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Does anyone?
yes? I'm not sure what you mean by an alt identity, though.
I guess I don't know what to describe. I don't know, just anything that would make Matt Walsh really angry. You know what I mean? Like anything he doesn't understand and doesn't want to deal with. There's just so many to even like. I don't know. You said you could have like non-human alters. Like I could see
Yeah.
like gender fluidity being tied to
Oh,
this in some
absolutely.
ways. I could
Yeah,
see,
because like for
you
us
know,
actually, so
not
I'm a
every
trans
time
guy.
obviously, but like,
Yeah, I'm a trans guy, but like for a while we identified as gender fluid, and we still kind of do. But I think a lot of it is because so like I'm a guy, I'm a non-binary guy specifically. Most of us are like cis guys, but like some of us are like very clearly non-binary. Some of us are more agender. A couple of us are actually women. So yeah, absolutely, that can definitely tie in.
hmm, yeah. Wow. I mean, there's just
It's a lot.
a lot of play. I guess how did you like what's the chill equilibrium? Like what's the is it possible to make everybody happy?
Again, it's really going to depend on the system. For us,
Well,
most
yeah,
of us
I
are
mean
pretty
just in your
relaxed.
personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, for us, most of us are pretty relaxed. We're since I'm the host and the person who's fronts most often. I've been the host for a while, and people are just used to like me more or less making the decisions. Like someone like I'll take other people's decisions into account, obviously, like what they want into account.
Of
But on
course.
the whole, everyone's just fine on like me doing what I want to do, and it's also convenient because we all mostly have the same like hobbies and interests and whatnot, and same tastes and this and that, and whatever. So I love linguistics. Other people are fine with like linguistics, and like it's not really much of an issue. And we're all fairly curious on the whole, so that also helps because curiosity and learning things is like the main reason I would want to do something.
Right. Yeah.
But again, it's all going to depend because people are different and systems are a lot of people in one thing. So
Yeah. Is there hmm how's what's the concept of like is there alone time? Does that make sense?
I mean, for
Like
me, yeah, but I that's I feel like it's more of a perception thing than
right.
like an alter thing necessarily. Because again, I can't like if I want someone to like come front, I can only get someone to front. But like most of the time, I mean, we're all relatively introverted, so like people aren't normally like, "Hey, can I talk?"
Mhm.
Like randomly in the middle of the night or something. Um, but so I don't really have that issue.
Okay. That's that was the one thing where I thought that would be hard for me.
Yeah, actually, there's one thing that's funny though, because so my best friend is also a system, um, and two of their alters are dating, and so the host is neither of those people,
Wow.
and but like I think for them like God, I remember them saying something about like how the one of the two alters who was dating the person didn't like that everyone could see them fucking.
That's ha.
It's just really funny to me because I'm just like again like everyone for like if the alters in my system fuck like everyone knows, but like no one's there like just like staring at you or anything like that. So it's, it's just
It's
really
like
funny.
sock on the door in the hallway situation where it's like, yeah, they're or you can hear it, like, yeah, they're fucking, but
I mean like
we're not
for
gonna
us like honestly we just
make
don't
it a
care that
thing,
much.
right? People fuck. It is what it
Yeah.
is. That's interesting. I'm. It doesn't sound particularly like hard from your description. Is there? Is there?
For us, it's not.
Yeah. I mean,
Especially now, because so we've known we're plural for like a year and a half at this point. Um, it often is very hard, especially for different alters can have different sort of roles in a system. So like I'm the host. My one of my bigger jobs is to front most often. I'm the one that deals with like daily life and shit. But some things that some alters end up doing is called some alters are a persecutor, and a persecutor is basically just someone that like whether intentionally or not fucks with or hurts the system and or people around the system. Um,
you have
and
like
so
a
that
built-in villain.
can Kind of, yes. Not necessarily. It can be sort of more like an anti-hero, where it's like they're not trying to, or like an anti-villain, I
Oh,
guess,
but
where they're not
oh,
trying to, or they don't want to, but it just sort
that's
of fucks up
almost
by
like
like,
that's like kind of just sad though.
yeah,
Villains
it
are fun.
is.
Don't make me sad. I'm just kidding. Damn, that's kind
But
of
yeah, so
rough.
that can definitely be an issue. We don't deal with that much now, but like things can't get like rather violent in headspaces. There can be like lots of fights. There can be like essentially blood. Um, and alters cannot die, but like the most anyone in our system, like what we call dying in headspace is like someone suffers like severe physical trauma and they like kind of black out for like a couple seconds up to like a few minutes. And then later on they come back because you can't really kill an alter. Um,
Right.
but yeah, so that's the worst experiences we've really had as a system. But we don't deal
Okay.
with that much
From
anymore.
it. Okay. How does existentialism work here? Like, what's the like philosophy of like the singular physical form with the many that sort of share the space?
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I mean,
I guess because I'm such a like a like at the core I'm my lizard brain is only having to preserve myself, right?
yeah, yeah,
So like I'm quite self-centered in a lot of ways, but like I care about other people, and so if you care
yeah,
about other people and you have other people that are you at the same time and in your head and also themselves, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a tangled web of
it definitely is.
yeah, that's really so. Yeah, I guess I don't know. That's such a broad question. I don't know how you want to hold it in, but like, I guess you know what I'm asking a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it would really just be an issue for us if we were still a Christian when we figured it out. We grew up very extremely evangelical, and that was a time.
Yeah,
That would
I.
actually, I would say, that'd probably be one of the main causes of us being plural in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Trauma from that. Um, but we don't really think about it because it doesn't particularly matter, honestly. Like
Yeah.
for us, it's especially at this point, it's just like daily life. Like it's I don't know, it's just how we are. I don't
Well,
know.
okay. That
Yeah,
honestly, that's like the happiest answer you could give. Like that
yeah,
is a, that
that's
is a
fair.
genuinely there are people that do not have uh uh like anything going on with them that would crumble at that question if I really because I never thought about it enough or something like
Yeah.
like
Well, to be fair, we have because of the Christian
oh yeah.
experiences, we have dealt with that plenty in the past, and most of that is pretty far behind us. Surprisingly, I don't know how it managed, but it sort of slipped away from us a few years ago, I think.
That's a good question. If that is a yeah, what does it feel like to not be in the front? Like, is it possible to be a passenger from your?
Um,
Does that make
I mean,
sense?
like,
Like,
yeah, it is fronting is sort of a continuum. So, like,
right? Obviously, yeah.
there's
But
me right now who is like in the front. I am
mm-hmm.
fully, more or less, in my body. I'm talking to people. I'm doing things. But there's also it's still continuum. So, like, you can co-front with someone where two or more people are fronting at the same time, or like, and you can sort of like, you can sort of watch from like a little bit behind and sort of like watch someone else do their thing. So like often, because some of our alters have like different accents, and so if they fronted while I was around people who only knew about me, that would be very strange. And so if they want to front but they can't, they just sort of like walk like sit there and they're just sort of like I wish I could say something, and they're like aware,
Oh,
but it's still me
so
fronting.
there's like a we're all in this together sort of
Yeah,
like
there has to be. Otherwise, shit would like go down massively. Like I don't want to deal with that, dude. That would be so
wow.
complicated.
Yeah, I'm glad there aren't any rogue agents right now going. That would be rough.
Yeah, it would not be great.
Well, shit. Ooh, here's one.
Yes.
Roommate situation, division of labor. Do you have, like, I'm not doing the laundry, or...
I mean,
Because
it's sort
I
of what we do.
absolutely fucking feel... That's my thing. I hate doing laundry. And so...
Sometimes, like, it's sort of like the same thing with work for us. So, like, for like, if I get tired or I'm just like, God, I just really don't want to do this, and I think about it, you don't always think about asking other people, but like,
Wait,
some
you do realize you have, like, uh, what... You have, like, Freaky Friday powers in some ways. Like silver lining to this whole shit. Like, if it was, even if it was, like, hard, like, you could tap out sometimes if you have someone
yeah,
cooperating, right?
it is very nice. Work would be a lot more difficult for me if other people couldn't take over for a couple hours. Um,
That's
but I mean, like, shit like that is why we are plural in the first place, because one person wasn't going to be able to deal with everything correctly. But yeah,
fascinating.
sometimes we do like if I think about it, or like I think there was one time because dishes for me is a thing that I just can't get around to.
That's Sarah's thing.
So
She
like
can't get around that.
so like there's some times where I think there was one time where I was just like, can someone make me do the dishes? And they're just like, do the fucking dishes, and I was like, fine.
Interesting. Well, okay.
Mhm.
Is there any last thing we have to do before the we call it a thing? Sarah heard her name. I say you don't like doing dishes, and I don't like doing laundry. There you go.
I feel like that's it, but like I'm like, if anyone has like questions or like anything, like I'm
Yeah.
on the Discord if you want to
You're
ask.
also in
And
chat
also,
regularly.
oh yeah, once I figured you had the corn server had appeared, I ran onto it very quickly. Oh, and one last thing,
Uh huh.
I've technically asked a couple times.
Oh,
I sent you a
the
message recently.
DID thing.
Yeah, could
Um.
you please invite that, please?
Yeah. Okay. Let me do it right now.
Oh God,
That is
thank you so much.
me looking at that and going like, of course, and then forgetting.
I
So.
figured because I know you're really chill with that sort of
So
stuff.
yeah. I don't give a shit. Wasn't it in? Was it on? Was it on
It's called Plural Kit.
plural? How do we do it? Do I just go to the site and then allow
I think
plural
so.
kit? Can
Yeah, you
plural
just
kit home and invite bot and to the access to your Discord server. Yes, that's me. Select server. That one. That's the one. That's it. Continue. Confirm. Yes. Authorize. I am a human.
debatable.
Plural Kit has hopped into the server.
Oh, thank you so
Okay,
fucking
now
much, Jesus
how does
Christ.
this work and why does it help?
You don't have to do anything.
No, I know.
So all it is, actually, I can I will go into Discord right now,
It's in the Gen chat.
and yes. So I will type a thing. Oh, God damn it.
Libby Dunkington, I will answer your question just a little bit. Is that to latch?
Okay. Oh, you need to add the manage webhooks. Give the manage webhooks
Oh, I
permission.
thought I did on the thing it said.
So it's sometimes it fucks up for a
How do
second.
I do that? I don't have
Normally you go on
I don't have to
to
set a whole fucking roll for this thing, do I? Oh, it already has a
no, you
roll?
can
Oh,
just
it already has a
yeah,
roll.
you
Hold
can
on.
just grab onto it because
Okay, if
yeah,
it
it's a
already has
bot.
a roll, good. Yeah, let me go look at it. It should plural kit. Display allow anyone to mention it. View.
It's just the webhooks that you need to click.
Yeah, it's not giving
Anything
me
else?
view server view what? Wait, why is it not letting me? Usually when I go to roles. Oops.
Maybe if you like click on like the actual bot like icon itself.
Boop, 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 boop. The bot icon.
Like it's PFP.
It's role. I mean, it has the role.
Yeah.
Do I just go to the profile? Fuck. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, why did it... How come when I go to server settings now, it doesn't let me... Overview, integrations... Wait, what the fuck? Back to role settings. Oh, okay. Plural kit. Wampus. Why does it not have... Just view webhooks?
It needs to manage webhooks.
Manage webhooks at the top. Manage. Really? No, manage webhooks is on.
Okay, let me see. God damn it.
Is it working?
No, it still didn't work.
I'll let it do some other stuff. I'll let it do all sorts of shit. I don't have to make it like a what is it called? Like a big kahuna, do I? And an admin? Do I just have to make it an admin? Okay, try
no, that won't
now.
do anything. Okay, let's see. Fuck. God damn it. That's weird. Why isn't it doing shit?
Oh no! Alright, hold on.
Oh.
What if I do make it an admin? Now try!
Fuck. God damn it.
Alright, well. Save.
It's okay. You don't have to do
Try
it all.
now!
Okay.
One more time.
Yes!
Hey.
Okay, so basically what it does is it uses webhooks to, like, each account can set up their own sort of situation with it where they can sort of add like a text, like a hook to it. So, like, for example, mine specifically is capital C ... and then I type in whatever I want, and then it shows up as me. And so if Jonathan types something out, he has his own, and then it'll be like, oh, this is Jonathan. And we use there's an emoji that we put, that's sort of like a tag that we put on all the ends of our individual things, and then we also add it on to our, like, server name, and so you can connect that to us.
Oh, okay. So it lets you sort of switch, essentially,
Yep.
loadouts of the Discord thing to suit.
Yeah, it's so fucking helpful.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. Chat for anybody else who's needs access to that or just wants it. There you go. All good.
But yeah, I think that's about it, unless there's something else you want to ask.
I mean, yeah, just come back sometime. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
I mean, sure.
I appreciate it. We don't have to talk about that next time, but we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the vibes and chat, and thanks for being just cool members of the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I hope work goes okay.
Yes, I believe it is. You have made it better.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.